Area 51, the conspiracy theories versus the Cold War truth. Deep in the middle of the Nevada desert is a place that the government pretended didn't even exist. It's surrounded by mountains and tons of no trespassing signs. It was literally a blank spot on the map, known only as Area 51. And for years, that name has meant one thing: aliens. We've all seen the crazy stories, right? Crashed UFOs in top-secret hangars, alien bodies being studied in underground labs, insane lights in the sky that nobody can explain. These stories have been in literally everything, creating this idea that the government is hiding the biggest secret in the history of the world. For decades, the story has been that Area 51 is hiding aliens. But what if the government wanted us to believe that? What if the alien story was the most insane cover-up of all time? Because the real secret isn't about aliens coming to Earth. It's about what we were building to spy on our own planet. Part 1. The Conspiracy. The Area 51 legend is a crazy mix of some truth, a lot of guessing, and just completely made-up stuff. And it all started in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. Something crashed, and the newspaper literally said it was a flying saucer. But the military immediately said, "Nope, just a weather balloon." That story felt way too clean, and it planted a seed of doubt that grew into this massive theory that the Roswell UFO was secretly taken to Area 51 to be studied. But the story didn't actually explode until 1989, when this guy named Bob Lazar came forward. He went on TV and claimed he was a physicist who worked at a secret base near Area 51 called S4. And his job was insane: to reverse engineer alien spaceships. He described 9 different alien ships, gravity technology, and even said he saw alien autopsies. Lazar's story went viral. The details he gave sounded so real, people were totally hooked. He cemented Area 51 in everyone's minds as the place where the aliens are. After him, the theories got even crazier. Giant underground bases connected by bullet trains, secret deals with aliens, even time travel. The myth became unstoppable, but it was all built on nothing. Look, the alien stories are awesome. It's cool to think we're not alone. And let's be real, it's easy to not trust the government. But what if the weird lights in the sky weren't alien spaceships? What if they were built by us and were so secret and advanced they might as well have been from another planet? To understand what's really going on at Area 51, we have to rewind. The real story isn't about aliens. It's about the USA and the Soviet Union fighting a secret war. It's about a race to build the most insane technology ever. The secrecy wasn't to hide aliens from us. It was to hide America's craziest inventions from the Soviets. Part 2. The Cold War Truth. Project Aquatone. In the 1950s, the Cold War was getting super dangerous. The US and the Soviet Union were on the brink of war, and America had no idea what the Soviets were building. President Eisenhower was desperate to know what was going on. Were they building new bombers? Planning an attack? He needed the ultimate spy plane, something that could fly higher and faster than anything the Soviets had. So the CIA and Lockheed's Skunk Works team started one of the most insane projects in history. They needed a place to build and test this thing in 100% secrecy. They found a dry lakebed in Nevada, marked on a map as Area 51. It was perfect, super remote, hidden by mountains, and already part of a restricted military zone. Here, they worked insanely fast and built the U-2 spy plane. This thing was a monster. It was basically a jet-powered glider that could fly at 70,000 feet. At a time when normal planes flew under 30,000 feet, the U-2 was a complete ghost. It flew so high, the pilot had to wear a full-on spacesuit. Part 3. The first UFOs. The U-2 was a huge success, but it had a super weird side effect. As they started testing it over Nevada, UFO reports started going through the roof. Just imagine you're an airline pilot in 1955. You're flying at night, and you see a light impossibly high above you, moving faster than any plane you know. You literally have no idea what it is. It's not a plane. It's not a balloon. It's a UFO. Those were the first UFOs of Area 51. They were just U-2 test flights. The CIA even admitted in 2013 that over half of all UFO reports in the 50s and 60s were actually their spy planes. The Air Force couldn't just say, "Oh yeah, that's our top secret spy plane." So they would just say it was weather phenomena. And that, of course, just made everyone more suspicious. The government's own secrecy was accidentally creating the world's biggest conspiracy theory. Part 4. The Blackbird and Beyond. But it didn't end with the U-2. After one got shot down over the Soviet Union, the CIA knew they needed something even more insane. A plane that was untouchably fast. So, back at Area 51, they started Project Oxcart. They built the A-12, a crazy futuristic plane made of titanium that could fly over 2,200 miles per hour. That's more than 3 times the speed of sound. The A-12 and its famous big brother, the SR-71 Blackbird, looked completely alien. They were sharp, black, and stealthy, unlike anything anyone had ever seen. When they flew at night, the friction would make parts of the plane literally glow, creating this bizarre, otherworldly light in the sky. These were the flying saucers. These were the alien craft. The biggest secret of Area 51 wasn't aliens. It was human technology that was decades ahead of its time. The base was also used to secretly test captured Soviet MiG fighter jets, which was a massively important mission. Everything at Area 51 was a life-or-death secret, and the government's silence created a hole that people filled with aliens. Part 5. Debunking the myth. Once you know the real story, all the Area 51 myths just fall apart. The story that the Roswell crash debris went to Area 51? The timeline is completely wrong. Roswell happened in 1947, and Area 51 wasn't even built until 1955. Later investigations showed the Roswell debris was just from a secret spy balloon program called Project Mogul, which was used to listen for Soviet nuclear bombs. And Bob Lazar, the guy who started this whole thing? Investigators have found zero record of him ever going to MIT or Caltech. They couldn't verify he ever worked there, and huge parts of his story are completely unproven. His story is incredible, but there is just no actual evidence to back any of it up. The Majestic 12 documents that supposedly proved a secret alien committee existed, the FBI proved they were just fake. For every crazy claim about aliens at Area 51, the real answer is Cold War spy tech. To this day, there is zero credible evidence of alien bodies or crashed alien ships at Area 51. The history of Area 51 shows how secrecy can create insane myths. The truth was literally flying miles over everyone's heads the whole time. If you think this declassified history is as insane as I do, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next investigation. And let me know in the comments, what do you think Area 51 is hiding today? In the end, the Area 51 story isn't about aliens. It's about human creativity, paranoia, and a government that was so obsessed with secrecy that it accidentally created a legend way crazier than the truth. The CIA finally admitted the base was real in 2013, but it's still an active military site, probably testing the next generation of insane drones and stealth planes. The original secret of Area 51 is out, but the mystery is bigger than ever. And with the government now talking about UAPs or unidentified aerial phenomena, you have to wonder, is a whole new secret story just getting started? The truth is out there, It just might not be where we've been looking.